have to be aware of what you're doing. And you have to be aware that sometimes when you put stuff out, not everybody's going to like it. Some people are conscious, some people are not. I can tell he's not conscious. He doesn't really care what's going on. But us, I know that you know, the game that we used to love and we promote, it brings people together. And it hurts me sometimes when we have to sit up here to talk about stuff that divides the game. Now we got to answer for what this idiot has done. You know, I stand for equality of all people. I've always been like that. Don't matter what religion, no matter where you're from. I could say shalom, Salaam Alaikum, ni hao, say bon, because that's how I was raised. So I don't really want to sit up here and answer questions for what he's done. You know, if you're looking at me, it's my job to make people happy. I can't speak for him and, you know, answer for you know, what he's doing. It's obviously by his answers and the way he answers, he doesn't really care.
Brothers can't afford to get too comfortable, you know, because that's when you become the pawn. That's when they use you as. Anytime white people want to smooth some shit over, they go get that rich nigga and put you on TV to represent the people, you know. You have you asking you questions like, Damon, now that you made this $13 million, and we're not counting, now that you made all this money, let me ask you this. Let me just throw this out at you. You respond any way you want. Is there racism in America? You be sitting there thinking about that paycheck, talking about, no, sir. If and there is, I ain't seen none.
Salaam Alaikum. Mr. Moderator, our distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, our friends and our enemies.
So family, we heard what Shaquille O'Neal had to say about the Kyrie Irving situation, and we've seen the reaction of the NBA and certain corporations like Nike and their incredible heavy-handedness with regards to Kyrie Irving. And as I mentioned before, it's not about Kyrie Irving. This is a tactic called buck breaking, where in order to keep black people in line, you have to make sure that you violently and very oppressively take out the off-script Negroes. You know, the strongest Negroes, the ones who are the biggest threats to you, you take them out in this manner. This is all that this is, right? It's not the first time, and we've seen this happening many, many times within the last couple of years, particularly from the Jewish community, you know, who are, you know, basically owning the plantation when it comes to sports, when it comes to black entertainment, when it comes to black music. They are the landlords and we are the landless when it comes to these institutions. We are just running up, doing their bidding. So any uppity Negro that decides that they want to think for themselves, this is the reaction that they're going to get. And of course, with Shaquille O'Neal, what he's doing is an old tactic called Meritorious Manumission. And Meritorious Manumission, as we mentioned before, is when the slave master would reward the slave with manumission for capturing runaway slaves or giving the slave master an invention that benefited white folks or saving the master's life. It's called Meritorious Manumission. So the runaway slave here is Kyrie Irving, and here we have Shaquille O'Neal not running to the defense of Kyrie Irving, but running to the defense of the plantation owners. However, this Meritorious Manumission tactic backfired in a very embarrassing and horrific way. As you can see here, Shaquille O'Neal's theater shows Kyrie Irving's anti-Semitic movie. Fans berate Shaq over hypocritical take on Nets guard. What hypocritical take? This hypocritical take.
That exchange with Nick Friedel the other night after the game, and look, if he keeps making a big thing out of the word promotion, that is promotion. If on your social media you say, boom, here's a link to this, that tells me, hey, you should watch this. correct? I mean, he's got 17 million Instagram followers, another 5 million or so on Twitter. You're all over social media. Do you ever put something out there, Shaq, that does not represent something that you feel?
Yeah, Shaq, did you ever do that?
I was probably one of the first guys on Twitter. And when I realized the power it had, I knew I had to be very responsible. Followers, platform, whatever you call it, I knew I had to be responsible. I try to make people happy. I try to make people smile. My formula has always been the same: 60% to make you laugh, 30% to inspire you, and 10% whatever I'm selling. You have to be aware of what you're doing. And you have to be aware that sometimes when you put stuff out, not everybody's gonna like it.
Well, golly, Shaq, thanks for the advice. Because according to this article, 3 years ago, Shaq's Theater showed that documentary that Kyrie posted. And the name of the theater is Cityplex 12 in Newark, New Jersey. And it is the one that showed Hebrews to Negroes. And Shaq never addressed this at the moment of its screening, meaning back in the day, 3 years ago, and he has still not addressed it. But anyways, the point is, people, is that we're not going to throw away the baby with the bathwater with concerns with Shaquille O'Neal or any other athlete or entertainer. These are people who are stuck on the plantation, and their job is to make sure that we are in line with the agenda of white supremacy, and that's it. Shaquille O'Neal, he does use a lot of his money for a lot of good, and it's very clear and apparent that they put him and Charles Barkley as the face so they can be playing defense for the heavy-handedness handed down to Kyrie Irving. And that's it. Up until now, Jeff Bezos has not been addressed by any of the plantation owners, and he will never be addressed because these people are on code. This is how power works. They don't care about righteousness. They don't care about the truth. That power only respects power. And the quicker that black people understand this is the quicker that we can actually do something for ourselves, for our own power. You have 400 employees in the NBA. The vast majority of these employees or these players are black. And yet still, the fear that can be instilled by the plantation owners is still very real and very tangible. Look what they're doing to Kyrie Irving. Y'all hearing me? So anyways, like, subscribe, share. Hit me up in the comments. Tell me what you think of this outrageous Meritorious Manumission failure.
Paper gold. You see, black folks are chumps. If America were to tell you to bring all the rocks in this country to her, and she'll give you $1 million for it, you'll do it. And the next day she'll tell you we're using rocks for currencies, chump.